Zero. Go ahead.
Thank you all for joining us this morning. Good morning again and happy Monday. We are here today for another episode of the ALG Weekly. So as we do every week on Monday at 12:30, we bring you community members, community leaders, so that they can share with all of us the resources that they offer and also the work and the impact that they're doing. Today I have here three amazing people who are members of our community and represent the organization who have been impacting our community and are doing great work with the community. At my left, I have Mr. Sam from the Ethiopian community, the Colorado Ethiopian community. Here I have Mr. Zirages, right, from the Italian Cultural Civic Center, and then we have George Abum, who's from the United African Soccer Premier League. So yeah, I'll just, without further ado, Sam, can you introduce yourself to the community and tell us a little bit about your organization and what you do?
My name is Samuel Gabamichael. I've been here the last 15 years here in Colorado. I worked with several, kind of two corporations before, but now I'm just doing my own business, which is called Creative Touch Productions. It is related with promoting or just creating a brand for new businesses. I'm also working as a commissioner here in Aurora, the Aurora City, the International Immigrant and Refugee Affairs. I was working as a commissioner, as a volunteer. Also, I'm working as a community organizer here in Colorado, the Ethiopian Colorado, organizing the community as right now, just acting as a president for the community.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam. It's great work you do. It's a lot that you are doing for the community. Mr. Zirages, am I saying that right?
You can
Zerzgi.
you can correct it a little bit, you know. You can Zerzgi, like he said.
Okay, I'm doing much better. Zereski.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, I am from the Eritrean community. I have been here. I've been in Colorado or in the United States for almost 43 years now. And what it is we are always trying to organize the people and try to guide them for their life here in the United States, what they can do and what opportunities they have. We've been trying, but a lot of time we fail because people get confused. And we haven't done what we want to do because of the confusion and all that. But we are trying to organize it now. I hope we get all together and organize it. And what the community should do, what it's supposed to do. To me, I believe we have the power. I mean, I've been working with the Ethiopians, for instance, like Amsalu and Diakon Yesef. Let's get together, let's organize ourselves and let them know that we have the voice and the power. That's our main thing, for instance, so that the people who come over here, they can straighten up their life, help them go the right way. They have went through a lot of terrible things, and when they come here, there is an opportunity, and let them know what the opportunity is. Let's help them find out what they can do, what opportunities they have. And we try to do all the time. We failed because there was a lot of different things going on about Eritrea, and him and me knows what it is. It's political thing.
Okay.
It has interfered in our cause. It has caused a lot of problem. But now things are getting better. We hope the community in Eritrea, the leadership of community of Eritreans in Colorado, for instance, do what they want to do, the right things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Mr. John Abum.
Yes.
Yes, you are coming from a different side, basically a creative side of community organization, which is sportive side, right? So you are representing the United African Premier Soccer League.
Sure.
Tell us a little bit about the organization.
Well, first of all, I'm just going to introduce myself. My name is John, not George.
John.
Yeah. John Abum, from the Gambia. Sport has been, obviously, as we know, it's this universal language, and mostly Africa, it is our continent's language, that soccer can always bring our communities together. Been saying that I came to this country through a soccer scholarship, and I'm always proud to see what soccer have done for me in this country. Coming to a country where you think, oh, I'm going to play now professional soccer, because you have a college scholarship and you come in to play soccer. So I came to the country, went to college at Western Wyoming. That same year I got a scholarship to Columbia College, all because of soccer. So soccer has been part of my life, part of my life. So when I came to Colorado, 2016, I've been going around soccer events within our communities. And one thing that I did not see was that I've not seen a constant African youth or African adult league, but I've been around Spanish leagues, the state leagues and all that. So in 2016, we decided to come up with a youth club that is to help all the African communities, the mostly refugee communities that could not afford to play in big clubs like the Rapid Youth Club and all that. So we decided to form a youth club in 2016, and it took off well. It was hard to get our people involved in it, because I guess some of them think they're in America, so they got everything. They forgot that soccer can do a lot. So we came up with this youth club, and it did well. We enroll, currently we have about 150 kids. And then we decided we have to give something to our adult community, because they also want to play. What can we do? So myself and my community members came up and said, we have to start an African league, whereby we want to make it fun. So instead of people just forming teams, let's go by our countries and find if we can do this African Cup of Nations. But then we are in the US, we cannot say African Cup of Nations, so we have to come up with something. And delightfully, we came up with the African United African Premier Soccer League. With that plan being almost for a year, and COVID hit in March, so everything was suspended. But we still pushed ahead and decided to limit the teams into only 6 teams. But later, we had more teams. Senegal joined, and then the last team was, I think, Liberia joined the league. So we make it to 8, and their United African Premier League was born. So.
Thank you. So 3 organizations that are doing 3 great things, all within the respective community, and your organization is transcending throughout the different nationalities and bringing the youth together.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you all for all that you do for our community. So it seems like that there is a great need, right? There is the African immigrant community is growing throughout the United States, but especially in Colorado. So as the needs grow, I mean, as I just hear you guys, it seems like that's what you saw. You saw the need, and that's how the organizations came about, and that's what explains this. So how long has your organization existed, and how has it been since its inception to now where we are?
I think I am maybe I am the 9th president of these organizations. So it is like since the inception, it's like it have been like 21 years. It was almost 21 years. But But there was kind of when there are some political issues, some crisis, because of that, the community was disintegrated and then come up together and then come up together. But now, since now, it is 2016. So 2016, we are trying to build it with a new management. All the different communities that were called with different names, they came together, and then they came up with one name. Like it was like Ethiopian community in Colorado or something. But now we just come up with one name, and then with one name just to make this community strong. If we cannot come together, we cannot make the community strong. So on 2014, some of the community elder members, they came together and they tried to organize or make strong the community. So it is a long time, but through the time. But now I can say like it's 4 years since it's working like properly.
Okay.
Now
so it's more like a coalition of different organizations.
Different organizations, yeah. We have our offices just like in Florida and Havana in Florida.
Havana in Florida.
Yeah.
That's great. So that he just talked about, the community being able to come together despite all the challenges that may be going on politically back home or even in the States, because I think every organization's goal is to, at the end of the day, make sure that they're serving their community and do that in the best of the ways. Applying that role to the Eritrean community since the organization has been created, how has it been? How has your organization developed, and what has been some of the challenges you guys have faced?
I'm glad I'm at this meeting today.
Okay.
I met him. It's very interesting. I met him. It's very interesting. It's good that you are here, because he gave us an idea of what the problem with the Ethiopian community was because of the political condition in Ethiopia, situation in Ethiopia. But we can get together. I mean, for instance, us together and the other communities together, we can organize and make these communities, what's the meaning of it? What can we do? Like what he said, for instance, we have a problem. Especially the last 30 years, we cannot even organize, like he said. The problem we have on the other side in Africa, it comes here with the people. And there is a problem because of a political difference. The community could not do what they are supposed to do. Now, thanks, people will start understanding that, like he said, getting together, working together, and we can organize. Now that I'm here, I'm going to give an assignment to that gentleman there. I'm glad he showed up. We're going to need help and get a community center and let's get the people and get together, do what a community is supposed to do together, And, like he said, the Mexicans, for instance, they get a lot. They get together a lot, and they do a lot of things. Even they are powerful, like because they get together and they have the voice. The important people in America want them. They want their interest on those people. So what I'm trying to say is, we haven't organized it like it's supposed to be. But now, better things are coming. Things are looking better. We can get all together and organize our communities, like he said, for sports. In Africa, it's. I think we took it over from the Europeans. The soccer, for instance, it's a crazy thing all over Africa. There is no country in Africa that doesn't have respect for there. Like I used to know Mengistu Haile Mariam. He doesn't know him because he's too young. The famous guy. He was like a king in Ethiopia because he was a star of the soccer in Ethiopia. So what I'm trying to say is, we haven't used, to me, to be frank, we haven't done what we are supposed to do as a community. We have to organize and get together. And if he tells me what he did, tells me what he does, and we get together and we can do what we are supposed to do, and that's all I can say. So far, we haven't done any good at all. I can say that because we tried to do that, but we formed a board that the government knew us. We have our 501 exception, which exemption, which is
501c3.
federal and the state. But did we use it? Not as much as we are supposed to. We get together on holidays and all that, but we don't get together to help each other. So that's all I can say. I don't know. I'm glad I'm here.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for being frank with us. Your organization, though, as I was saying earlier, there's a unique identity to it, right? Because of the sport that you're using, maybe you don't have to face as much political problems and everything else that we know within the community. So how have you been using the fact that you're using sport to bring people together? Once those people are together, what's the agenda that's going on as far as serving the community, aside from using the sport to bring them together?
So I'll just make a little bit contribution to what he said. It's been rampant in our communities, especially when it comes to politics and tribal issues. But usually, anytime I bring people together, this is one thing that we emphasize, that we are here as Africans or as a community, not as an individual country or something. So if a certain country or a certain individual does something that is not good for the community, it implicates all the other communities. So the best thing we have a very big voice. When I say a big voice, we have a large community in Colorado. I myself, even with sport, and we were concentrating more on the youth soccer than the adult soccer. But when we came up with this adult program, we find out that there is a lot of people that are really interested whenever you bring the community together. And at the UAPSL, the United African Premiership, we make it very strict. It's not just for one country, or not just because John is from Gambia or he has a root in Ghana, so we can do whatever we want. No, the rule is the rule. You know, and this is the advice I would give our communities, different communities from Ethiopia. You know, I sitting back watching the Ethiopian community, especially when they came into the league, I was saying, oh man, this is a great community. Look how they are working together to bring to make up their team jerseys, make sure the team jersey has their country colors. And I said, yeah, this is communities, the Ghanaian community, all the community, Gambian community, Senegalese community, that let's come together and build a better community, to have a better voice in the community. Because anywhere, when I talk to people in the community, especially the soccer coaches and everything, everybody will say, oh, have you spoke to maybe ALG, African Leadership Group? People knew, but sometimes they don't want to come out to programs that ALG is offering. So as leaders in our community, I think we have the ability to talk to our communities, talk to our leaders, that hey, there are a lot of resources that we can tap into. When you come to the United African Premier Soccer League meetings, we can also tell you, hey, this is a place where we can get our resources. So I think that will help our communities a lot.
Yes, thank you. And I think basically from what all of you have said, it's that there's community, and then resources. So we have to come together and also be able to bring those resources to our community, and that's basically what,
together.
yeah,
Okay.
and that's what the goal of
Okay.
this is today, is to bring us together and make sure that each one of our organizations is not only offering the best of resources, but that we're also working together to make sure that each one of us has access to the resources that the others is offering. So talking about resources and the lack of resources, what are the resources that you found, and anyone can answer this first, what are the resources that you found are needed within the community that you are serving, or resources that you think could be helpful to that community?
You know, after we come up after we came together with one name here, and then we are, there was no trust in the community. There was the name of the Ethiopian community doesn't have a trust before, because of different names were appearing, and then the community didn't get any out of it. So we are trying to build the trust, and then after we build the trust, we are focusing. There are a lot of sources in our community, but we are not using it. So the first thing what we are trying to do is, in our community, maybe if whether there are some youngsters, they took suicidal, the crime, they involving crime, suicide, and this was happening in our community. Some youngsters with or three of them, they are dying with 15 at the age of their 15. Yeah, it's suicide. So we're coming up. So why don't we come up, teaching our community how to, parenting. What is the issue of, these problems? Just getting our kids in the crime or suicidal or some issues. So we just came to we just try to, leaders are readers. So we just went to see what is in our community. And then we found some, doctors, and then who have professions who can teach our community. So we come up a program just to teach our community about, how to prevent such, problems in our community. Through that, as he mentioned before, we are come up with the CEC, like the Color Ethiopian sport. Like a sport is like as a one program. We come up with one program, and then those guys are those who knows about the sport, and then they just want to use the resource on that.
So it's like a sport committee.
The sport community, and then the other one is the CEC EDDER. EDDER it's a kind of for Ethiopians, it's a kind of when you lose one of your relatives in a family, it's a kind of financial assistance for the relatives of that immediate family. So we found that EDDER is, and then we assign some who knows about the financial terms, who have a resource on financial terms, on legal issues, who have knowledge about legal, and then we found that a CEC EDDER with the resource that we have in our community. So the EDDER is working like now. We have 700 members, and that EDDER, the EDDER is led by its own. The EDDER have its own director.
Its own director.
Yeah, there is a director. Like the sport have its own director. The EDDER have. So even the capital is. The one they have. The membership is it's now 2 years, but it's kind of maybe it is. It's a big amount in the bank right now. The EDDER, but the benefit is also goes only for the members. The CEC EDDER, the CEC TENA, we call it like CEC Health.
CEC
Yeah, the health, the nurses and the doctors. And we're trying to use our resources, creating some programs. When we create the programs, like CEC TENA, CEC EDDER, CEC Health, CEC Entrepreneurship, CEC Art, and then we are using our resources by creating a program. That's what we did.
Yeah. I think so. and as the need came, we found that there are the talent is within the community, because all the communities you just listed are being led by people who are within your own community, and so you don't have to go out and get that. So, Mr. Zirasgi, did I say you right this time? Zirasgi.
Getting better.
I'll get there by the end of the
Getting
show.
better. Anyway, yeah.
I'll get there by the end of the show.
It's getting better. That's fine. That's right. All those people who worked with for the last 30 years, like 10 hours every day in a week, they used to call me Z instead of
Z.
Yeah, they didn't want to say Zerasgi. The Americans said, make it short Z, and I say, yeah, that's fine. Just don't torture my Yeah, we go. That's how they did. Anyway, I'm glad to hear what he's saying now, because I didn't even know the Ethiopians have community besides the political movement that they have. I used to deal with them, but he's telling me what they have, and it's nice. Like, for instance, perhaps he never heard of me before, but I don't think he knows about I don't know. But what it is we have a community center. Perhaps Papa knows it. We bought it more than 20 years ago. We put a lot of money. I myself, I put, I think, like $2,000 in it. People put $5,000. A lot of people contribute a lot of money. And that time it was cheap, years back. But what the rules were, what we were supposed to do, were not followed up by the people. They diverted it and they used it for different things. They get together, like he said, tribe-wise or political issues and all that. This community is still there. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. When it's supposed to help people get on their life here in America, what they're right, instead of teaching them. Like, for instance, do you know why we are exempted from the taxes in America? Do you have any idea? People say, I don't know, because no, the American government is giving you the
tax
exemption because you are doing the job for the American government yourself. You are going and teaching the people of Eritrea how to make their life easy here. That's why they are exempting you from taxes. But when those evil people come over, instead of doing this noble things, they diverted it and tried to use it for different things. And now the people, those people are this, that people are those this. So the community could not do, like I said, could not do. I hope things are changing these days and people are going to understand and will start doing everything he said, like, for instance, how we help in every case. Like what he said, Idr, for instance, is helping the people. Why do we have to have Idr? They call it Idr. We say it's Eritrean culture to help each other. Why do we do that? Because we came from Africa. We didn't have the American culture. We didn't have the American way of life. So if I die, I need the money. My family need the money. So somebody should help them. Okay, I will help. We just chip in money. Why? Because the community is not organized properly. If we had the community organized, getting ready for those kind of things. But we couldn't do it because we had a lot of problems, which is difference in, I think that's how we grow up in Africa. This is from this tribe, this is from this culture, this is from that. But when you come to the United States, hey, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to make your life. That's all, no matter who you are. This is what it is. You have to go by this way. So, to do that, we need to get organized. We have been trying to get a hall for the Eritrean community. I hope we'll do it soon. And then we can get organized and do what we have to do.
Thank you.
How big is the Eritrean community? Like, how big is the Eritrean community in Colorado?
You mean the population?
Yes.
There are a lot. There are a lot. As much as I don't know. There are a lot of Eritreans.
Yeah.
But poor Eritrea, I don't know how much you know about Eritrea. Eritrea have went through all these wars and all these problems, all that. And people have their mind. being twisted whichever way, you know. The Derg comes up with different things, Haile Selassie comes with different things, the Moyana came over, and these people are getting confused.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing. They grow up in this kind of mess, and they can't tell the difference between right and wrong. And this is what the problem is. So the community can help. If we can work together and we can do what we can do, would help a lot.
Yes,
They need
yes,
help.
yes.
My people need a lot of help anyway.
Yes, indeed. And thank you for starting that organization and trying to bring that help about. And that's what I think you're doing. That's what you're doing too. And that's what we believe in doing here at the African Leadership Group. It's all about how we're impacting our community. John, how do you overcome the differences that are in between us? How do you overcome all that differences and make sure that, because a lot of things that we've heard is also about the organizational, most of the organizations are not formal. If they're informal, we struggle to set our missions and our vision so that the organization can strive, even if leadership does change. How, within your experience, what do you think, or what has worked? What can we do to bring us together so that we can serve our community better?
I think one, accountability is very important in our communities, because I could hear both why we have to split into from a bigger group. We split into small group, and we've seen that within our communities, the African communities, a lot. So accountability is very important. Now, if leaders within the African communities, like we're doing now, we all know there is a particular, maybe let's say a group of an organization that we can all look into. Because when I came to Colorado, I'm almost going into my 5th year. I think I heard about ALG, but I heard about Ethiopian community, but in different communities. I heard about what's the name? It used to be called Mango House. I don't know if that is part of the Ethiopian. It's a refugee.
Yeah, the Mango House. Yeah, we were there before. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, like I said, I would say we really have to look for prominent people in our community. You have your community, you have your community. At the end of the day, where can we meet? Who is going to be accountable to us? The person is not coming to be accountable just to look into our finances or not. That is not the idea. And our community find it very difficult when you say, I want a partnership with you. It's a very, very broad language when it comes to the African community, because even starting the sports, when I came, there was some African teams, soccer teams, which one is prominently known. We all know about a team called GAM United. It should have been way above. It is a great team, but it should have been way above where it is. If they probably had somewhere to look onto. So within our community there are a lot of interesting things going on, but who can we look into? Who can bring us all into that room? In that room where we can all talk about sports, Eritrean community, Senegalese community, Ghanaian community, all these communities are out there, but how can we bring them together? So this is a great show. If I can know the Ethiopian community, Eritrean community, maybe the next time I watch, I'm going to see the Ghanaian or some other community. In that place, we know, okay, there's a place I can have a point of contact with all these communities, which is, let's say, the African Leadership Group. If I want to know about the Ghana community, if I contact this group, I will be able to know where to start. So I think you guys are doing a great thing in the community. So this is the time, I guess, bring all of us. It doesn't matter where you come from. For our group, for the United African Premiers Soccer League, it's for the whole African community and African descent. We try to make it clear, because this year we had a Jamaican team
Yes.
that participated. So if we can have that room where we can all come in, let's say so and so this month, like we are aware that August, the governor have made August as
The African Immigrant Month.
African Immigrant Day. What can the communities do? It's African, it's not ALD Day. I say African Community,
African Immigrant
African
Month.
Immigrant Month.
Yeah.
What can we do, the whole Africans, what can we do for the governor to see that we are really honoring what he gave us? We have to hold it as precious as it is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And this show is certainly doing that, and it's not just ending at the show level, it's also what we do here at the African Leadership Group. And we are developing and working with programs to do a better job at that, to be a hub for all the different African organizations, but also to bring us together. And we've been doing this job for a while now, and there are things that the African Leadership Group has been able to do that we can help all the other small and starting organizations to come and learn from that. So now diving away from the challenges to solutions, right?
Okay.
Because everything we do has to be solution oriented. Once we, as you said earlier, leaders are readers, right? But reading is also it's also observing. When we come to the community, we observe to know what the challenges are. Once we identify them, then we go on and work and try to find the solutions. So what in talking about solutions, he talked earlier about partnership. What organizations from the other countries or just the African diaspora at large have you partnered, has your organization partnered with, and have you found that partnership to be helpful?
Yeah, I believe that just coming together is the best solutions. I mean, if I'm thinking that a solution coming from somewhere else, like if I'm expecting the only solutions for Africans is just I don't want to put a pressure on someone else. I have to be a change. I have to make myself change, and then part of that change or a part of a solution. When part of the partnership, as you mentioned, that the partnership, I have to be part of that partnership. What is my contributions? What is the resource that I have? What should I do? What should I pay? For that, we all are blessed in any way. The best thing is just to do our blessing and to give back to our community. So the African Leadership Group is doing, you guys are doing a great job. I like the way you guys are doing. Even really, I know John. I know John with his works. I know with his. I just told him that before. He's a guy who make the African soccer alive. Yeah, I just because it's a sport. It's kind of like it makes it's a universal language. That's what he does. He doesn't know me, but I know him in what he does. So when our team, the Team Ethiopia, was participating on his, I was very happy, and then I was attending all his programs. When I get along together with the Africans, or when I participate, when I contribute something that I have, that makes, I will bring a solution. So,
Thank you.
what I just want to say it is, I have to contribute. I have to involve on that thing. I just want to be part of that change. And then we can, when I put myself on something, I will bring my resources. So I will say that I am the one. I am a change. Kind of like that. I have to be a change.
You have to be the change you want to see.
Make a difference. Yes.
Yep. So.
Yeah, it's he has said everything right. It's well, I hope we get over with this crazy thing, the corona, where people are having problem getting together and all that, If not, what you guys did today, like they said, it's great because we can get together and share ideas and tell each other what we can do, how we can do it, what they did, what I did, and how do we get it better, how do we improve it, what can we do to get where we want. how do we help our community, or how do we bring up the community to where we want it. It's good we are together today, like I said, because I've never heard about the Ethiopian community till now. About the soccer, my life is totally different, because weekdays I work, and of course the last few years I've been staying home all the time. But I've never cared about the soccer. I never go to soccer because I work the weekends. But it's good to know now that we have the interest, and it's not only the interest, it's important to us, to our people who come over here. And how do we get together and help the people? What do we have to do? The gentleman there, Mr. Papa, he's already up there. He knows what to do and what he does. So, we can help each other, and we need to get our community together and help them. And to do those things, I think as soon as this thing is over, we have to get together a lot. Not like once a year but getting together. How do we do it? What do we do? We can talk. If Mr. Papa could help to putting us all together, then we'll have ideas, a lot of things we can do. I think that would be the best thing to do.
Yeah, Amadou.
Yes.
Before what he said, I just want to add what he said before. And instead of he mentioned about the African Immigrants Day. Yeah, we Ethiopians, we have Ethiopian Day, and instead of just doing on our Ethiopians just taking ourselves on some direction. Why don't we make African Day? Why don't we work on the which makes us together ideas why don't we work on the African Day instead of I don't want to stick on Ethiopian Day. Why don't we make African Day? I just want to add up on what he said before.
Well, that's a great idea, and saying that making an African Day, that should not cut the Ethiopian Day.
Yeah.
The Ethiopian Day can still go on by inviting other Africans. Hey, this is Ethiopian Day. But there will be a general day that will be the African Day. Maybe within that month we are saying. I know you guys have the
African Impact.
This is this was the first year I ever attended. What can we do? Where can we? How can we get the whole communities, the whole African community involved in the when I say involved, come to see what we are doing in our community, So, but that will not be. It will be with the help of African Leadership Group, but it will also the partnership will have to come from our different communities, because now you came here, you probably know about the African Union, African Soccer League. We know about the Eritrean. So we are the leaders. Now the leaders are the one who have to go out there and let the people know that, hey, we have all this in the community. And this is an African thing. It's an African Day thing. Everybody talk when it's May 5th. We all talk about Cinco de Mayo. Even people who are not Mexicans. Cinco de Mayo. So how can we move a day and say this day? I know sometimes it's expensive to bring a whole community together, but I remember myself and Papa, we spoke about things like that, like a day to come out, especially during this
African Immigrant Month in August.
Before we kick off towards that month, let's say on our side, the United African Premier League, our opening day game. That opening day might not be an opening day. It might be a day where we're going to bring all our teams. That means bringing all the communities to a particular place, maybe a park, have fun, do barbecue, do our draws, and everybody know who is playing. Get some barbecue going. Let's have fun to open the season towards the maybe the African month,
Yeah, yes, that is a great idea. And the African Immigrant Month, this was the second proclamation by the governor, and the proclamation is only good the day of. So now, as a community, we have to come together and make sure make sure that that proclamation is turned into law and into a legislation, so that the African Immigrant Month can go on, and that we also use it not only to come together and have fun, but also to come together and change the lives of our community and better our community. And we are coming close to the end here, but as we talk about coming together and bettering our community, so now I just want to talk about the African community at large. What challenges have you seen within the African community at large, or what are the achievements that you've seen, and what can we as a community at large do better?
The community do the big things. To the big things, we, as I have mentioned before, we have to see our resources. To do better, we have to see what we have. If I am not coming to you guys, I didn't know what you have. If I want to use what you have, I have to come up as a partnership or as a friendship, or I have to let you into myself first. So at the big picture, Africans have big resources, but we are not using it, and then we don't know what the Kenyan guys have. I don't know, but I just watch only what the Ethiopians. Even I didn't know some of the potential that I have. Even I didn't know with the Ethiopians around me. So to use our resources, we have to come up we have to create a fellowship, or we have to create a partnership. We have to come together and then see each other. I have to let you in. You have to, know me better. So when we are trying to do, when we are creating a platform to bring what we have, then that will be a good opportunity to make the Africans, together, or read each other or observe each other. So even the African Leadership Group, you guys are doing the flu shot drive. Yeah, you did that. You guys have the legal clinic
Today.
and then you guys have the home ownership clinic.
Yeah, the home
We have to promote those things to our community. We have to let them know what the African Leadership Group is doing. When you gave me this opportunity, I gave a chance to know you, and then to know your resource, and then your programs, and then I will have an opportunity to let my community knows about that. The good things about the Ethiopian community right now is there is a goodwill. There is a big trust in the associations right now. This starting from 2016, but before it was a mess. And then the elders come up and then, hey guys, come on, let's focus. Just sit together and then know what you have. Focus on this. This one, the community who is in Colorado. Don't put some politics, religious, or some hostility in your group. So the good things about you guys are when you give us a platform, when we have a platform, everybody brings his
their ideas and
everything. Yeah. And then thank you guys for doing that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If I might add, for instance, to talk of my community, we haven't reached there yet. We need to get together, organize it. We started now, which is great. I can talk to them, like I said, we talk together and we organize our community. After we organize our community, we get together, we are going to be, like I said, we're going to be power in America. It's not going to be only in Colorado. California is going to learn from us something. the rest of the states will learn from us too. And if there is anything that the community want to pass a message to the American government or whatever, it's only when we are strong, when we can get together and do things together. So what I'm trying to say is, you have said it all, but I'm glad you guys put this together today, that you do and what you are doing, so that we know each other and we can get together and we can tell each other what we did, what we can do, what we have done, and then we will get stronger that way. And then we can, like he said, for instance, if we have to have African months in Colorado, they're going to look at it. If it's going to be an African month, who are they? What are they? What do they do? How much power do they have? How many people are there? How much are they organized? This is a question that comes to them to recognize the months of African, Colorado. If they have to do that, they have to see who we are, and we have to show them what we can do. Like, for instance, there is an Aksum Square or Aksum something in how they did it? Because there was a president of a bank or vice president. He's from Ethiopia, Tigray region, and he took the mayor of
Aurora.
Denver of Denver.
Denver, okay.
The mayor of Denver, he took him to Ethiopia, and he made a good relations, and they were investing a lot of money in Ethiopia and here too. So why? How did he do it? It's just because he did it. One person, because he has the money, he did it. But we can do it if we can get together and organize our people, help our people, and we are going to be the strong people. So what I'm trying to say is, let's start it. It's, to me, this is a first day that we are starting an organized or civic kind of community talking we are doing, I guess. So, it will be important as Africans to get together, and we know our problem, we know our people, we know our culture. How do we deal with it? So, it's good you started it. I hope we can get together. I would like to have your address, your phone number, the same thing. Of course, Papa's, I don't have yours.
Right?
So, because I think
we have made a lot of time, but you may not remember me.
I know.
oh my God, now I'm in trouble.
With Amsalu, with Diakon, Diakon Tafari, Yosef Tafari, we have a lot of meets together.
I'm in trouble. I'm sorry.
Since Abi come to the throne, since there. Yeah, you've been on the...
I've been everywhere. I'm sorry, always his phone rings to me. They said,
I remember.
Because I like it, because,
Okay.
it's something else.
All right.
Political, so,
Okay.
it's... but it's the people, to help people. Whether they are in Eritrea or in America or wherever, people need help. I try to do my best to help them. And that's all it was. You got me. Thank you.
John.
So, sometimes we live in a country where your numbers can also speak for you. But sitting back and doing everything on our individual self, it's kind of hard. So, what I will just, I think there are a few things that our community needs, on not only on sports side, but I can talk more on the sports side, because usually I ask people, how can we get a place where we call our own fields, where we can go and play? We are not. We had a youth program where we do, we play in the state league, like the Rapid and any other big club in Colorado. We do the same thing, but our intention was to give that hand to our community, to the African community, because you would not have a child or a parent. We know how hard it is to pay $1,000 or $800 for just a season, and it's going to be tough within our community. So some of the things that we had out there was, instead of paying $800, why can't our community, if we are able to pay the state fee and everything, what would be $300 do for your kid to come and play the same league or the same structured club that you want your kid to play for. He plays on our youth program, which is the Bright Stars of Colorado. The kids plays there. He still get to play with all these big clubs. But some people say, oh, no, I want my kid to play in the Rapid because I want him to go to MLS. No, your kid cannot go to the MLS just for playing in the Rapid youth teams. So those are the problems our community have. So, but if we come together, fields will not be a problem, because we go to any field to play soccer. People want to play soccer, but we have to turn back and tell them, oh, we can't use this field. Why? Why can't we use the field? No, you can't use it because there is a club, an organized club, let's say a Latino club that has been on the field for 15, 20 years. I'm not saying they don't fight, but it's very minimal, because if you do it constantly, they take that field from you and give it to another league, because so those are things we have to go back and educate our people, and these are some of the solutions that we can be able to acquire a place for a long period of time. And like I said, when it comes to our unity, the African community, it is very, very ideal for us to tap into resources that bigger communities like yours is. For instance, we need a certain person in one of our programs. Let's say the final of our UAPSL, we want to invite maybe Papa and some government official. I don't get that access, but then there are other people or other communities or African leadership group have that pathway to get us to get us that person to our finals. So the same way our communities too can go back and disseminate all information that we gather at a particular place to our communities.
Yes. Yes, and I think the theme of this would have been, if you want to go faster, go alone. If you want to go far, let's go together.
Exactly.
Right. So there's a lot of challenges that we've highlighted. There are also solutions that we propose. And I think the good news is we have the potential and we have the talent. So we just need to know and recognize that we are stronger together, and start building those relationships and start building those bridges. And that's what the African Leadership Group is here to help do. So if you are out there and you are a leader or just a member of an organization within the African immigrant community, we invite you to come and work with us. We are open for partnership, and we are open to anything that can help us bring impact and better the lives of our community. So yeah, we've come to the end of this show. It's been great. I'll have you just, what is your last message and the last word of wisdom you want to leave the community with?
Let us see each other. Let's come together, and then when we come together, we can make something great and something tangible or something useful. We will bring something useful to our community. So let's come together, and then let's see each other. And then I like the platform that the African leadership is creating. Even the public speaking that you guys are, the class that you guys are providing. That's what we need. We have to let our communities to be passing through in educations. The more we know, the more we contribute. So I like you guys, the African Leadership Group are doing Papa, and then all the groups, Amadou, Ozi, and then even the professor, the guy who's...
Professor is right here. This
oh my God. Is that? I didn't know that. Okay. So it was a great, that's what I'm trying to say.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Z, your word of wisdom.
I don't think I have much to say, but it's just the starting, like I said. We have a lot of things we can do, and we can do it. And let's get together, not, like I said, waiting that long, but getting together sooner if Mr. Papa can help us to get together, or if he can help us, anybody can help us get together, let's what you call that, exchange ideas, what we can do, what we have done. Of course, these days it's very hard, but I think it's a good idea to keep it in our mind and do what we can do with the condition it is now, and then we can get together like today and then come up with ideas what we can do. I mean, that's all I can say, because it's a beginning. That's how I see it. It's a beginning. Perhaps you guys have been doing it, but for me, it's my first time.
John.
Yeah, and it's great to have us here. I really appreciate your invitation. It's great that I meet this big man here. Sometimes it's a shame when people tell you, "Oh man, I met you here," and you can't. But I just want to let our communities know that we have resources to tap in. Because me myself, I'm sitting here, I did not know much. But after speaking with Papa for a period, one or twice, I began to find out that, hey man, there are a lot of things that our communities can do if we come together. And anywhere you meet Africans, they will tell you, I'm from Africa, unless they ask you. The people who knew different countries in Africa will ask you, oh, where in Africa? Or mostly Americans will ask you, where are you from? Africa, period. So if we can organize our groups, different groups, bring them together, our different communities, bring them together, and focus on a bigger picture within the Colorado community. And for the UAPSL next, we will be having some meetings with our committees, and also try to get more people, like people who are up there, to come into our meeting to put more in-depth.
Thank you all. Thank you, Sam, thank you all for coming here today. Yes.
Can you email me their number,
Yes.
and his name,
Yes.
and his number, and everything that they gave us, so that we can exchange each other?
Yes, we will get the information, and as you said, it's just the start. We will be honored to be able to work with all the different organizations. So thank you all for the good work with the community. And thank you everyone for watching us today. This was another episode of ALG Weekly, and tonight we have our last legal clinic of the year 2020, so it will be tonight at from 4 to 6. If you have not registered, then you yourself or know somebody who are going through some legal issues and need the legal help, it's a free legal clinic. So go on, head on to our website and register for the legal clinic, and we'll see you there tonight. Thank you, and we'll see you next Monday for another episode of the LG Weekly.
Thank you very much. Very interesting meeting.
Thank you.
We hope to do it soon.